Plackers. These things changed the name of the game for me in terms of flossing, let me tell you. So, before I discovered them, I used regular floss, like any other average person. And there were 3 small psychological barriers that always kept me from using them. So the first thing was it felt wasteful, whereas I sometimes would just rip a string of floss out just for like one session, and all of a sudden just this clump of floss felt wasted. Second thing is that when I'm having to floss, especially to get in the back, I would like touch my own saliva. It's not a big deal in of itself, but it just made me feel icky. And it's one of those small things that discourage you from doing something. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. It's something may seem small, but when it adds up over and over, it starts to become really big. And then the third thing was that sometimes I would just struggle to get to the like very back. Here, like in the very, very back. So more often than not, I feel like I'm speaking for the average person when I say I just didn't enjoy flossing. Flossing for me, like I would brush every day, no doubt. But flossing was like every other day or maybe every other day. So it was like 2 days without flossing, 3 days without flossing. And then if it's so horrible, it's just like, what the hell is flossing, right? So then I saw my dad using one of these. And I just thought, what the hell? Let me try them. He has his own bag and I bought mine. And I've probably been through these. Each bag of these has probably, it says 300 here. So each bag has 300. I've probably been through 50 or 60. It's been 2 months since I discovered these and started using these. Oh, goodness. It's changed the game. So, first off, I guess the analogy I can use for this in comparison to regular floss is that this feels like a fork when you eat, whereas using this feels like you're using your bare hands in spaghetti. It just feels a lot cleaner. So the first problem I had is I'm not touching my saliva. The second problem I had was trying to get in the very back. What I can do is use my jaw to get to the very back. So I would just go, And then the third thing was that it's that little amount of floss. It never felt wasteful when I know I'm only using that little amount, excuse me. And then, to top it all off, you can bend it. And there's a little pick here. So if there's something like stuck in your teeth, like it's really stuck, you can just use your little pick. I'm not using a pick. I don't really use the pick myself. I'll just say that right now. So, reason why I decided to make this video today, even though I've been using this for 2 months, is I just got back from the dentist. I had a dentist appointment today, and I have not seen them for a checkup for basically a year. I am on a free healthcare program right now, and part of it is like I can get free dental, but it's not every other, it's not half a year, but a full year before you get a free checkup. If I want to like see the dentist in a half a year, I can. I just have to like pay like out of pocket. Not the biggest deal for me, but with a full year, because in my mind, in my curiosity, I was just like, I keep to my teeth pretty clean, especially after there was 2 months or 3 months after I started the free dental program, where in between one of my gums, I was eating steak. I got an air fryer and I was making a lot more steak and I was eating it. And I had like this big like chunk stuck in between one of my teeth. And there isn't a section in my teeth where it like stops food. So it's easy for food to get stuck into this gum. And I panicked because it was just this big like my teeth, like my gums had swollen in that area where the food was stuck. And at first I didn't know what that was. I was panicking. I was like, how do I get, like, my mouth is about to like, there's something wrong with my mouth. It's about to explode or something. So went straight to the dentist, and they told me it's just you gotta floss real well. So out of fear of every time I eat, I get food stuck, and if it stays long, it has that rotten smell. You can like smell that, and I would just always have this fear that it would just like ruin it. So when I went from after I turned 26 and I was no longer on the free health plan of my parents, and you have to like find your own, all of a sudden you feel like you can get 2 or 3 cavities and it's not a problem, to feeling like one cavity and you're going to go broke. So with that motivation of every cavity costs a lot to fix, and I would rather spend that money on anything else but what I absolutely have to, I was like, all right, I just need to find anything and everything. So that was probably like 9 months ago. So was flossing really hard, but it always felt tedious. It was always a struggle to just start, and it felt bad. And then I discovered the Plackers. And ever since I discovered the Plackers, I almost want to floss. I never thought I would ever say this in my life. I want to floss. It just feels good. It feels clean to just have a precise floss, just like use my jaw to get high up into like a part where I had difficulty, because like when you're using the floss, it's difficult to put your mouth all the way back or like the corner and then get in that area. It just always felt difficult because of like the way you had to hold it for me. So when you go from that to just being able to go all the way back as far as you want and then use your jaw to pick it up like that, it just changes the game. So it feels good to floss. I can't believe I would ever say it, but it does. And it was thanks to these. Now, one thing I will say is that my dentist told me that flossing, in her words, is still better, where you can still get a lot more than, I suppose this. She never heard of a placker until I described it to her. Or at least she didn't know what a placker was until I described it to her. So I'm not going to doubt the wisdom of a dentist, somebody who's went to school, paid a lot of money for it, and actually landed a job. But I'm also not going to doubt the experience I've been through for the past 2 months using these, and now having a dentist appointment this morning and being told I have no cavities. An entire year without a checkup and just consistent brushing and flossing. It got real easy with this as well. No cavities. So it's only after I got that no cavity line where I was like, I feel comfortable sharing these. So only other disclaimer I have is on the back here, it says adult supervision recommended under age 10. So 10 below, might not recommend it. It just says adult supervision. So I wouldn't not recommend it. But yeah, just wanted to share this discovery. Anybody who discovers it and they have trouble just starting to floss. Because one thing I've learned from one of the best self-help books in the world, Atomic Habits by James Clear, it is said that something as small as like a small psychological barrier, whereas like if you have water within hand's reach and you have soda way over there, you're a lot more likely to develop the habit of drinking water than drinking soda, right? Same thing where if it is a lot more easier and convenient to do anything, you're more likely to do it. So if it's a lot more easier and convenient to floss due to a change of how you floss or what you used to floss, then it just becomes easier to make that habit. So I can confidently say that I am in a healthy habit of now flossing every single day. Ever since I discovered these, there hasn't been a day where I haven't flossed. And it's just been the game changer. So just wanted to introduce these. I'm not sponsored, by the way. Not advertised, not paid to do this. Just wanted to get this information out there with the world of my own experience. So that's all. Name's Kevin. If you like the video, like and subscribe, and you guys have a good day. Peace and safety.